Welcome to Questing Time. I'm your host, Paul Foxcroft, and this is episode 6, part 2 of our livestream game with Richard Soames, Bryony Redman, Matt Heighton, and Rufus Hound. Last session, we left the party members exploring the Phoenix Theatre as they're trying to pick what rooms they will claim as their own and just sort of exploring the premises, culminating in one of the characters being scared by the others, so he shat himself. Look, let's get back to the show as the players are still exploring the abandoned Phoenix Theatre. They won't explore all of it, because that's apparently how we play D&D now. But still, it's written. Enjoy! Which of the two remaining, one or two, which one would you like to bed down in for the night?
Am I still looking around?
I'm assuming you are, but given that we've just descended into just having our characters do shit in places that aren't normal, I think we might. I'd like to skip ahead to the next day.
We should check those trousers now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul,
Yes.
if we're skipping ahead to the next day and I passed out,
We'll get there in a second. I want to just make sure I know where Richard's bedding down.
okay.
I just got your text, and I agree. Richard, which room do you want to have sleeping times in?
Well, it would seem rude to make anyone sleep in the room where I shat myself.
Also, it's an office.
Yeah, okay, well, shall I just go in the corridor then and just curl up in a ball feeling really sad about myself?
Weirdest conceivable choice, but yes, sure. You can.
It's really like the shitting myself in public again has really sparked some stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to clean yourself up, or are you?
Well, yeah, I'll create water and I'll create a shower above my head and wash myself in a shower so I can cry in the rain as well.
I put
So many ways to clean yourself, but instead you summon rain inside the building.
once he's done that, I put a costume on him to keep him warm where he's sleeping in the corridor, and then go to my hammock.
Bryony, please roll a d12.
Sorry.
While I try and find it. Yeah, Richard,
Three.
you summon 10 gallons of water in the form of rain
Oh no,
on
that's
the
a
first
well.
floor of a building.
Sorry, no, 7.
7. Hang on a second, I've got to open the window.
In truth, though, right? If you could summon 10 gallons of water, wouldn't you just shit yourself all the time?
Exactly, just
Hey,
wash it off.
Apparently, according to J.K. Rowling, that's exactly what they did at Hogwarts before plumbing was introduced in the 50s. I'm not making it up. That's canon. Apparently, wizards and witches used to shit themselves and magic it away. Another incredible extra bit of detail there from the postscript of Harry Potter that no one wanted, needed, or asked for.
Rufus, just out of curiosity though, in your real life you have a shower. I assume you don't just.
Hey, Matt, to
It's so
assume
much-
makes an ass of you and me. Yeah?
Poopy
There's so
ass by
much
the
good
sound of it.
chat in the stream right now. I desperately want to move on. Bryony, you have found in the costume cupboard.
Mhm.
You have found well, actually, you may or may not recognize what this is. The costume it comes with 2 balsa wood silver scimitars and a sort of stuffed panther. It comes with a cuddly panther, and it is a dark elf ranger costume that some of you may or may not recognize as a officially licensed Drizzt Do'Urden outfit. Made by the manufacturing branch of Acquisitions Incorporated. But yeah, so Richard, you have a costume, you have a drow outfit a thinly made drow outfit laid across you. It's very much like one of those. It's very cheap costume. It's got like the fabric is that you hold it up and you can just see everything through it. It's very much like a lens of glass.
But you
So,
can
yeah,
use the panther as like a cushion pillow.
Sure. Lovely.
Yeah,
so
I'll
Richard, you're
I'll just
sleeping.
pretend as well, like this is what I intended.
Great. You're sleeping underneath a little table in the corridor. Matt, you are asleep in the bed, having been dressed against your will by the party. Bryony, you get in the hammock with all the books.
Gonna read one and go to sleep.
Cool. They're all old plays
Oh.
from the Forgotten Realms. And Rufus, you are sleeping face down on the bar, surrounded by booze, having a complicated dream about Minotaurs. The next morning, Rufus, would you roll a stealth check for fun?
Yeah.
I'll give you advantage on this
Ooh, thanks.
because of the circumstances by which it is happening.
Okay. $18.
Great, cool. Then that thing works. I was going to make some amendments to sheets. So the next morning, Matt,
Yes.
you awake to find yourself. To find yourself wearing a pair of luxurious golden pantaloons and nothing else.
I don't like it.
They're like,
I don't know.
they're like I can't remember what they were. You remember MC Hammer's pants?
Oh, no, I do like it a little bit, actually. First of all, Paul, can I check, did I have any dreams?
You did. Yes. Oh yeah, you did. You did dream. One of your dreams is you find yourself in a cavern lit with blue flames from a series of pillars. And in this cavern, there's a sort of how do I put it? Ominous clicking noise coming from beyond the range of this. The cavern's enormous, by the way. Only the bit you're in is illuminated. From the shadows beyond, you can hear this clicking sound, this rhythmic click, drag, click, drag, click, drag, and whatever it is getting closer. And then just as at the edge of the light, what you see is a skeletal hand and forearm with flesh rotting off of it. Click, falls into view, pulls towards you this monstrous skull. It looks like what's the word I'm looking for? I would argue sort of like a massive lizard skull. And this thing is huge. Another claw slams into the light, and this thing is moving slowly towards you. It looks up, and there's these two cores of blue flame dancing about in its eye sockets. It opens its mouth, and blue flame washes over you, and that's when you wake up.
Oh, God. My instinct as I wake up is to go, Mr. Hardcastle! I just scream. I just
Lovely
scream.
stuff. Rich, you were woken up by Phyllis screaming a name. Not your name, just a name. As you sit up, you whack your head on the table that you're sleeping underneath.
Yeah.
Bryony, you are also woken up by this. You wake up with a start. The hammock proves complicated. A few books fall out.
Ooh, all right, I can do it. I can do it.
I rush round into.
Rufus, as discussed, you are awake downstairs having a breakfast booze.
Yeah, I appreciate this is maybe a bit crap, but just in terms of the actual story, I've got up, woken up, realised the other three are asleep, and just headed off to the oh Jesus Christ, what's the word? The blacksmith.
To Jesus. Okay, cool. I will come to you in a sec then.
Yeah, fine.
I'm just going to edit the character sheet for you as you have implied in that text. we have shared. All right, Rich, Bryony, you both get up and presumably burst into Phillin's room.
Yeah.
Rich, you are barefoot.
I say. What? Barefoot. Okay.
Yes. That
For the
becomes
last time, it's hardcore.
I know you're hardcore, Mr. Hardcastle. You don't have to tell me none. By the way, I don't know why, but I'm wearing your trousers. Bet you wish. I'm pretty sure you don't need any spare trousers, though, so I guess it's cool.
It's really cool that you're wearing trousers.
Yes?
Yeah, we came in here because you screamed. What's wrong? What happened?
I don't know. I must have been having one of my funny dreams. But you knows I don't remember things so well.
I swear, your character can remember new information, Matt. Otherwise, this game is going to fucking nowhere. It's the only mechanism I have of booking plot hooks is your character's dreams right now. Your character can't remember things he's experienced since we started the game. There is no fucking show.
Your internal monologue sounds angry. Villain, are you sure you can't remember your dream?
Oh, let me
This
think.
reminds me of once teaching an improv class and genuinely standing on it. Oh, for fuck's sake, you have to play characters who know what things are to somebody. Genuinely, a guy was like, "Oh, what's milk?"
Well,
Well, what's milk?
I'll run you through my dream, shall I?
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of my dream, I swear I could smell shit. I don't know why. Just a big whiff of it running through the dream.
Actually, there is a
Oh, that's
potent smell
probably-
of birds in the room.
You know?
No
And
reason
then-
for that. That did nothing like that happened last night. So
And then I was having this dream where I was in this big old cave. It was right dark. And I could hear this clack, clack. And in case you're wondering what is, that's as close to the sound as dragon as I can make with my mouth. And I heard this dragon in this clacking.
Describe the sound, but never mind.
I heard this dragon in this clacking, and then I see this big thwomping hand, and then this big old skull, and these two blue eyes, and then I go, Mr. Hardcastle, and you're in here, and it does still smell of shit. That must be lingering from the dream. Must be sensory. Not sure why.
that'll be the reason. I, having made a note on my pad, I'd look and can I like investigate his tattoo, Paul, just to see, because I remember that he's had dreams before about
Yes.
blue eyes, and I'd like to just check.
Would you like to know about that tattoo? Because investigation would be like searching a crime scene.
Yeah, I'd like to mark off his chest as a crime scene. No, can I like just see if it's changed or anything?
Look, I make you roll for that. No, it hasn't. Although, do you remember last session?
We've got them.
Yeah.
On you, this is
Yeah.
very much exactly the same. Although it's not a tattoo with you, it's just like an area of discoloured. It's almost like a bruise for you.
Oh, do you have that too? Because I've
But
got
it-
it. When did we get matching tattoos? I don't even remember us doing that.
Oh, you don't have to talk to me about memory. Mine ain't so good.
I think it was back at the Claire. I think it was back at the church. It was part of the it was part of the attack that was launched on us. This is their way of telling us to stay away.
Okay. Well, there's clearer ways to do it. You put a keep out sign. Giving someone a
Mhm.
bruise tattoo, I think, is too much.
Fair enough.
Lovely stuff. Meanwhile, Ruff is making his way through the town, which again has seen better days. There's let me just have a look through this. So you come out into the town square. There's still piles of corpses here being loaded up into carts now, and some are being wheeled or led back up by there's a donkey dragging one of the carts down towards the graveyard down by Brigstock Park. You're heading, however, west along Paris Street. You're going past a couple of things. There's you go past a couple of shop fronts. I don't know, Robert, if we can cut the map to line to whatever use that will be. If we have that facility, we can show you roughly what you're going to encounter. I don't know if we can zoom that in. I don't think we can. I should make a better version of that so you can all have a look at it. But you're going past Ironstone Garments, where you've been holed up. You see that Kazbander the dwarf has now taken the barricades down from the windows and is making a what's the word I'm looking for? Making a bit of a window display happen again. You can see Kragnar's Apothecary, the Dran Bank, the Advocate's Office. You're walking past the Copperhand Miners Guild, Mioso's Patisserie, and of course the Sad Birthday, the other pub in town, which just looks a bit drab, and has one of those signs out front of just a child weeping over a cake. There's quite opposite the Sad Birthday. There's just to the south there, you can see there's that Anna Square, just to the left of centre. A lot of this area used to be normal homes and has been very badly burned. There's a lot of fire damage in this neck of the woods. You can see Morte Park, just coming around to your right. Beyond that, you can see Echo Vale's candy store and funeral home. And then ahead of you, you see Resolute Benham Smithy, which is actually a really big building. Excuse me. Someone's just asked, are the players' character sheets publicly available on D&D Beyond? I don't think they are, although I think if you mouse over to the left of the screen and click on the face of the characters, you can see some of their stuff. I don't know exactly how much you can see, but there's stuff there that you can see. And then, yes, you see Resolute Benham Smithy. You can see smoke. It's still about like 8:30 in the morning. It's quite early. You see smoke billowing out of the top of the smithy. I mean, you can see that there's what would have been windows have got iron banding across them, and there's still wooden barricades up against the windows. There is a door. It looks like this is open. You can hear a satisfyingly regular clang, clang, clang from inside. But it looks like there's a bit of space out front where it looks like there would usually be stuff, like things for sale. But there's nothing out here at the minute. Again, it's the day after a massive zombie swarm filled this town up, so it's still kind of getting back to normal. But are you heading inside, or is there something you'd like to do prior?
No, I'm just going to walk straight up to the smithy.
Cool. Going straight in?
Yeah, I reckon.
Okay. As you open the door, you are hit by a wave of heat. It's absurdly hot in here. And there's a quiet roar coming from a furnace on the far side of the room. Also present in the room is an anvil and loads of just stuff. Loads of there's armor piled up in various states of being created or broken down. There's there's a lot wide assortment of weapons. And in the center of the room, working on an anvil with actually a fair bit of order. How do I put this? The middle of the room where the guy is working is really well ordered. And then around the side of the room, there's just piles of stuff on what should have been bookshelves or a table. There's a massive iron mug of steaming hot coffee next to this anvil. And this it's a dwarf who's just wearing a very thick apron of heavy leather, which has got padding and iron banding across it. But other than that, just wearing a pair of trousers, massive boots. And hammering on this anvil. He's got enormous. He's got the voluminous black hair tied back. He's got a very red face, a huge black beard, which would be longer, but you could just see it's really kind of well maintained. And after about here, it's just all given over to. It's been singed away over time by the heat. You can see him hammering onto what looks like it will soon be a longsword with this black metal hammer in his right hand. I should point out his left hand is entirely metal. There's a bit because he's not wearing a top. You can see there's he's got a leather strap running from across his chest, and his left hand is, for want of better terminology, prosthetic, but completely ambulatory.
All right.
Does not acknowledge you as you come in. Other than you go, all right. He turns around and goes, good morning. Oh, hello. Are you in town?
Aye, you're no wrong.
Continues to hammer as you go. Well, what can I do for you? Resolute Benham is the name.
Nice to meet you. Everyone just calls me Ruff.
That's interesting. Why is that?
Well,
do you know I have a name?
I used to.
See you no more. He goes over to he puts the hammer down, goes over to one of the tables at the side, pours another mug of coffee out, offers it to you.
I look at him and give him the kind of twinkly eye face that both says, thank you so much, and you have no idea how much I needed this. Listen, I'm in need of something specialist equipment. and I wasn't sure whether or not I'd find a dwarf who could make it for me. So resolute, I can't tell you how happy I am, both for the coffee and to find a dwarf working here in Ravensholm.
There's precious few of us here. I'm afraid none of us are in good standing with what you might call traditional dwarven society.
You mean the bastards? And then I laugh.
He also laughs. Yeah, yep. No, we're a little atraditional here.
Well, you'd have to be, right? Listen, I could beat around the bush and waste your time, but I'm sure you'd rather just crack on. There's no shortage of work, especially for a smith after everything that's gone on here the last few days.
I'll see.
So, I'd appreciate if we could keep this between ourselves.
Right, sure.
There was a time that I thought was far behind me, where I was Kuljarg. And I wait and see whether that resonates with him at all. Like whether there's any kind of understanding there from him.
Make an insight check.
Oh, no. Hang on. 7.
Yeah, you don't clock anything. It doesn't seem to have recognized your name.
Okay. Basically, I was one of the blokes that used to fight down the tunnels. Did very well out of it. People really rated me to the point where I got promoted until I eventually found myself being put as the head of a guard. Trouble is, have you seen much fighting yourself?
He points to where his arm used to be and goes, "Hi, a wee bit."
I laugh in a way that tells him I both understand him and, these are the things that we dwarves know and have come to expect of the world.
Aye, yeah. This wasn't a paper cut.
Well, I basically got.
Actually, as he says that, he just nods upwards, and you look into the eaves, the pointy bit of the room where the roof is, and you see what is up there is the skull of what you would have to assume is a relatively, probably like a large dragon.
Nice. Okay. Well, look. Basically, they promoted me to a desk job for which I was not cut out. I don't know if it's the same for you, but once you've truly fought, once you've lost yourself in the heat of battle,
right?
Real life. Peacetime is not time for a soldier.
I lost that bit then. Sorry, Rufus.
Oh, I said once you've known the escape of battle, of truly losing yourself in trying to kill those who have come to harm you and yours, that being left to sit on a chair clocking people in and out doesn't quite give you the visceral thrill that's required to exist in the world.
Mate, you're one of that lot. Did he make you angry? Angry? I remember that.
No.
That crowd.
He made me. It made me drink. And I don't look him in the eye, and I blow on the hot coffee and sort of stare out into the middle distance.
Okay. He puts a surprisingly heavy, and actually because it's been near the furnace, quite warm metal hand on your shoulder to reassure you.
For the first time in a long time, I feel comforted.
Yeah. Now we've all got history. We've all said things we kind of take back to people we kind of talk to again. We've all made choices. We've all got to live with the consequences of those choices.
Such is the way.
Aye. What can I do for you?
I thought it was behind me, but it's no. I'm going to need a set of armor.
What kind of armor?
Kuljarg armor. Now, blank look comes back.
Mhm.
I was one of the blokes with the spikes.
Oh,
Okay. I was. He doesn't say I was one of the blokes with the spikes. He says I was an axe idiot.
Right. Well, that being the case, give me a minute. Yeah. In fact, I think I have something. Look, I've got something that might suit. I just need to double check that I can sell it. Technically, it belongs to my husband. Give me a moment. He's. So yeah, he walks. He locks up the smithy and walks with you back to the to the tailor's, where there's a knock on the door. The tailor opens up, welcomes you in, and there's the two of them are having a little bit of a chat. Like, oh, hey, oh, you've met. The Casbanda rushes out, gives you a massive hug. You did it! You saved the town.
Well, I don't know. I can take most of the credit. I just kept swinging punches till it was over, and then it was over.
At which point, there's the two of them are very remarkably. The two of them are kind of, how do I put this? The tailor, for example, now just seems just way more energized. There's like they're clearly just delighted to be in each other's company. Also, the tailor's like, well, look, I've just made breakfast. I was going to take it down to the smithy, but as you're here, come on in. And the two of you.
This is going so well.
There's sausages. It's a good, proper dwarven fare. It's mainly sausages and mushrooms in a sort of a very a heavy loaf. It's the best way I can put to describe it. At which point the discussion of this comes up, and it turns out. So yeah, they're chatting. You chat through breakfast, and eventually Ben and Resolute is his name. It says, "Oh, right, before I forget, this one here is getting back into the game. How would you feel about him wearing your dazzled armor?" At which point, Casbana's like, "Oh, well, I never really had a plan on what to do with that. I mean, I'm not going to wear it, but I don't think you've got plans for it, so." It seems only fitting that you should have some kind of reward for saving us. So, in addition to everything else, when you've got the rights to your story. By the way, your friends can't negotiate for shit.
No. There's a lot of things those people can't do for shit. It's becoming more of an issue. Let me tell you this: everybody thinks we saved them. Literally, this wee fella and the tiefling that I'm with ran right towards the biggest, scariest looking bastard you've ever seen in your life with literally no plan. It was like watching a child trying to stop a galloping horse.
Well, it's probably for the best they've got you to look after them. A veteran, no less.
No trues on at all, this wee fella. Absolutely hurtling towards this huge bastard with bright blue eyes. It was the craziest thing you ever saw in your life. So basically, I realize now that trying to just stay out the way of this is not going to help anyone. Time's time. If there's something you can do and it's better than doing nothing, then do it, right?
Aye. That's the very convoluted dwarven saying. It's such a shame that the dwarven language has so many very complex ways of at which point the two of them have a chat. Like, no, it would be you do me some great honor. It's not going to see use otherwise, but you can wear my dazzled armor.
Can I just roll a wisdom check? Do I know what the difference between dazzled and spiked armor is?
I know he's saying his dad's old armor.
Oh, his dad's old armor. Sorry. Oh, lovely.
So yeah,
right. So I look at Resolute and say, "Do you reckon you can give this a once over for me?"
Aye. Oh yeah. I'll be back in the smithy. I'm going to head back to work just now. Swing by in about an hour and a half.
Right. Lovely. See you then.
Front of the queue, seeing as you're the one who saved my husband.
I feel a warm sense of pride that I'm not used to, and invest that in eating a sausage.
Nice. There is, if anything, too much food. And I think that is an appropriate beat to take a little interval. Oh yeah, that's a thumbs up. We're back. Cope with it. After, let's be fair, the first hour and 20 odd minutes of the stream, we've explored some of one floor of a theatre, and we've established some fun NPC backstory stuff that I didn't think was ever going to come into it. So we return. Welcome back, Shin Twins. No, I call Questing Time fans goblins, and that ain't going to change. Welcome back, goblins.
Big shout out to my Shin Twins out there, guys.
Shin Fam.
So we return. You've had about. What have you guys been doing back at the theatre? I'm talking to Matt, Richard, and Bridie. You've got a lavish breakfast's worth of time to kill before Ruff gets back.
Well, because if we've gone downstairs and Ruff isn't there,
Yeah.
Claire definitely thinks he's dead. So we're going to hold a funeral.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to look sad, but all I want to do is test out how many sweet dance moves I can do in my new parachute pants.
Make a performance roll. You can have advantage.
Oh, I'm glad you said advantage, because that first one was a 1. And we've gone up to a 19. Oh yeah.
19. Great. You perform. As Bryony, as soon as Claire suggests we have a funeral, Philin, who is apparently listening, immediately busts out some sick dance moves.
Going like, got on my pantyhose, I got on my pantyhose, my gold little pantyhose. Look at my little pantyhose. Over to you, Mr. Hardcastle, break it down. My pantyhose.
I will not be breaking it down.
And I just want to say thanks, Philin. I think it's just what Ruff would have wanted. And I'm disappointed in you, Mr. Hardcastle, for not joining in.
I saw right there, Miss Claire.
First of all,
yes, Mr.
First of all, for the like 20 millionth time, my name is not Hardcastle. Second of all, before we do this, are we sure that this person isn't dead? Because the last time we held a funeral, the person was alive.
What? Skulks is alive?
What? I knew that.
What? No one told me that.
Oh yeah, he's all right. I've been
This is
writing
new
him.
information for Bryony.
I've been writing him letters about our adventures and posting them down the sewer.
I've spent every night crying about Skulks, our dead friend.
When you say every night, do you mean
one
last
night?
One night.
One whole night.
If
which
it makes you feel any better, Miss Claire, he's always been dead since I've known him.
that is true, but I thought he'd gone. Well, you know what? It's still losing Ruff is really bad. That momentary joy is just not going to compare to losing one of our core four.
Can
Your
I make a
Shin twin.
suggestion?
yeah?
As you say that, you launch a version of Rough Night. Oh, rough night in heaven.
As the three of you are mourning in the traditional manner of making parody songs featuring the name of the deceased. As the two of you are doing that, and the Reverend Hardcore just stares at you.
Rough night in heaven.
When
You hear the door open and see in walks Ruff eating like a string of cooked sausages like a dog in a cartoon.
Do we see him walk in?
Yes.
Get back, Miss Claire. I think it's a ghost.
Attack! Roll for initiative.
Please do not attack what is clearly our friend Ruff, who is alive.
Oh, I don't know. If you're alive, Mr. Ruff, say only something the alive Mr. Ruff would know.
Yeah, prove it's you, Ruff.
It could be ghost magic.
I say nothing and just walk straight to the bar.
It's him. It's definitely him.
Yep. He punches the top off of a beer.
Okay, he's all right. He's all right.
And say, hair of the Minotaur.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry it smells like shit in here. I think it's followed me from my dream.
I look 50.
I look just at hardcore and be like,
And I just look at Claire. I'd just be like, don't.
okay.
Why haven't you gotten? Why haven't you changed your clothes? So
Literally
barefoot?
in a theatre in which you already described a room full of various other costumes
yeah,
that you own because you own this theatre.
Yep. So, oh great. Well, that's what's happening. There's a couple of doors down here you haven't looked into. Off from the bar, if there's there is a door which leads into a privy. A couple of toilets in there. Yep. There's another door that leads off to the kitchen, which is largely empty. Sorry.
Where's the stage? Me and
Well,
Phil
the only other space you
What
haven't
door?
explored is there's the storeroom, which has a door. There's a store. The storeroom has a door in it that you haven't gone through, and there's the door that's locked.
Let's
Open the main
unlock that door.
Mr. Hardcastle, can you still turn into gas?
No, I think that was a one-time thing, and I actually wouldn't do it again just based on the mockery I received.
You say mockery, I say a good old time for the three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Was it
would still
gas?
agree with that as a description.
Well then, how are we going to get through this door? I normally suggest knocking it down, but we kind of
The
own this
moment-
place.
The moment that the halfling says that, I sigh and just start walking over and get out my great axe and walk towards this door.
Great, lovely stuff. Sorry, battle axe. Oh no, you've got the.
Oh no, it's well. The thing is, right, that we did a wisdom check on this axe and no one could tell me anything about it. So
Actually, because you've had a rest, you guys have had a proper rest now. I can actually tell you what all your magic items are because you've had time to attune to them. Matt, what items have you received so far in the quest? What have you got?
Gold pantaloons.
You haven't had a chance to it. Oh no, you haven't attuned to them because I'll put on you
Unconscious.
without. But I can tell you what they do. They very simply give you advantage on performance checks.
Oh, nice. Hence why my dance is so
Specifically for dancing or physical theatre.
Oh, nice.
Richard, what have you got on you? What magic items do you have? What items
I had the
have you
cloak
obtained?
of elven kind, I believe.
Cloak of Elven kind, which, as long as you put the hood up while you are sneaking around, makes perception checks to see you. People make them a disadvantage, and you have advantage on stealth checks made to hide, as the cloak's colour will shift to camouflage you. For some reason, pulling the hood up or putting it down takes an action, which seems excessive. Bryony,
I have a
you put boots as
pearl.
well.
you have one. You've got the decanter of endless water, which you don't need to
Oh, yeah.
attune to. That just jets water out. You have a pearl of power, which now is attuned to you, which allows you, when you speak a command word, you can regain one used spell slot. And then once that's used, you can use it again. You can't use it again till the next dawn. You also have a butcher's cleaver, which gives you a plus one bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. In addition, your hit point maximum increases by 1 for each level you have, and that is periodically giving you temporary hit points when you eat the flesh of sentient beings.
Oh, that's why I'm eating people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you want to? Yeah. Well, we'll come back to that as and when.
Hang
Okay.
on, sorry. Just give me 1 second. Can you go back on that? What is it that works when you eat the flesh of sentient beings?
She gets temporary hit points.
Oh, very good.
Is it good though, Ruff? I feel it makes like I've had issues around looking evil. If I'm now eating humans in order to get stronger,
Hey, whoa! Not just humans.
oh yeah,
Sentient beings. You ate part dwarf, remember?
oh yeah, any
And-
sentient being.
Also, Claire, you can deny who you are all you like, but at the end of the day, Tiefling's going to tiefle.
Yeah.
See, this is why you have issues. Dwarves don't have to dwarf, and tieflings don't have to tiefle.
But Phil
Some of
does. Phil does have to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a human and therefore will not be dancing.
Ruff, you have. Oh, this is interesting. You are very much you're almost at the limit of items you can attune to. You have a battle axe of warning. This magical weapon warns you of danger. While the weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you cannot be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep.
So that's advantage on
initiative. So you roll twice and keep the best initiative.
Wow.
The weapon, if you're sleeping and danger is around, the weapon will magically wake you and your companions up.
Oh, nice.
If you're sleeping naturally when combat begins. If you've been put out by a spell, it won't. You also have the Hammer of Breaching. The Hammer of Breaching, which is a normal sort of sledgehammer with a key inscription carved into the hammerhead, which it casts a spell. The spell is called Knock. It is a second level spell which unlocks non-magical locks. The hammer does it differently to the spell, but it effectively does that.
Unlock the door. The door.
Okay.
If the hammers are knocking, there's going to be some unlocking.
It's hammer time. Then
Also,
he
Paul,
dances.
Yes,
while I was out, I picked up some magic boots.
you did. You are wearing boots of striding and springing, which means your walking speed is updated to 30 feet or higher. And your speed it isn't reduced if you're wearing heavy armor or encumbered. In addition, you can jump 3 times your normal distance.
Lovely. Thank you.
Yes.
Paul, also to check, did I have boots?
You
as
no
well,
longer have boots.
Or are they? I did. Okay. Does Ruff have my boots?
He's got very similar boots.
Okay.
So, yeah, Ruff, do you want to try the key?
Yeah, I want to use my Hammer of Breaking to get through that door.
Great. In which case, you don't need to roll for it. It's got 3 goes a day. It recharges 1d3 every morning. You get the hammer, toss it in your hand, and one-handed it onto the lock. There is a deafening, thunderous crack.
Hang on. Just in the interim of that, though, as I do it, I look at them and go, hey.
Like Fonzie.
Exactly like Fonzie.
Cool. And just exactly like Fonzie, there is a deafening crack and the door explodes.
And then as it does, I look back and go, hey!
Yeah, Ruff, you're covered in all splinters and bits of wood. There's loads of dust. And it's an incredibly loud noise. Like people in the street stop and run across to the windows and be like, what the fuck is happening? And beyond that, there's a little landing and a staircase descending down and curling around to the right.
Well, let's get down that staircase. Yeah.
Okay.
Dark vision first.
Oh, why, thank you. Golden pantaloon second.
And Mr. Jesus, 3rd or 4th. I'm not looking behind me.
I'm right behind you, Phil.
Hold my hand.
Thanks for those donations.
I won't be holding your hand.
Okay.
You head downstairs. At the bottom of the stairs is another door, which isn't locked.
I hold his hand.
Thank you.
And that leads you into a what do you call it? Like a little antechamber. There's another privy off to the left. Through a little door, which would put you under the town square at this point. And there's also what are you doing? I'm staging.
I was trying
There's
to
also
subtly.
Sorry. It's the most visible thing I've ever seen. And then there's another door ahead of you. What you can see though is there's no light in here at all. What you can see is under the door that's ahead of you, underneath that door, you can just see a little bit of like a red amber glow glitching under the door.
I'm going to do thaumaturgy to try and just throw that door open. If it's not locked, it should work.
Great, yeah, absolutely. Well, no one wants to check or listen. Great, lovely, lovely work. You slam that door open, and sure enough, what you see is a large room, about as big as the bar space upstairs, if not slightly bigger. As you step inside, there is a large. As you step inside, ahead of you are just like a massive, unruly pile of chairs in this large, dark, empty space. I say dark though; it is lit. As you look to the right, you can see a door in the far wall, and immediately 90 degrees to your right is a stage in the corner. The stage is on fire. The stage is a literal hellscape. You can see, like, the stage is like a window into another world. You can see mountains in the middle distance of dark stone, belching black smoke into the sky, creatures flying around in the middle distance, horrible winged beasts. You can see a sort of floating, you're not sure what it is. There is the shadow of what looks like an enormous blade floating in the sky miles and miles away, with the sort of orbit of winged creatures flapping around it. The stage itself, the floor is thousands upon thousands and thousands of fingernails. And there's like rocks jutting out from the stage, black smoke pouring out of them, little patches of fire on the stage. And in the middle of the stage is, in the floor, thrust in a flaming sword jammed into the stage.
Guys, I think this is a set designed by King Rob. It's amazing.
I think it's already started though, so keep your voice down.
Okay.
I should point out all the chairs are piled up except for one chair, which is sat front and centre, with nobody in it.
Well, I'm going sitting in it.
There's a pile of books next to it, and crumbs all over the place.
Ooh.
I'm going to do an Arcana check.
Sure. Make an Arcana check, Bridie. Matt, are you sitting in the chair?
Yes.
Great. Make a perception check, please, Matt.
Okay. Do I get advantage because of my trousers?
No, because it's perception.
Oh, sorry. Performance, wasn't it? Heard the P. 13.
13. No, you hear nothing over the crackling of the fire and the occasional that you can hear as where you're sat. You can hear like the powerful gusts of wind. You can smell sulfur, brimstone. What might be the smell of burning flesh. Like it's intense.
Similar to the smell that I had in my dream.
Yeah, Bridie, it's a refreshing different smell. It doesn't smell like shit.
I'm doing an Arcana check on I want to go near the sword and look at it. I got a 13.
13 on your Arcana check.
Yeah, I'm looking at the sword, the flaming sword that's in the middle of the stage.
Okay,
how miles away?
Is it?
No, it is. The flaming sword is a couple of feet from the edge of the stage.
Oh, apologies. There's another sword hanging in midair that's miles away, is there?
It's what appears to be. It's a massive iron shape. It's enormous. It's just loosely like a dagger. If anyone on the stream is watching, that's Zoriel's fortress. We're not going there. So Bridie, you get on the stage, and sure enough, there's a sort of crunching, like walking through heavy snow, but worse, as you walk across these fingernails. As you approach the sword, can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
14.
Actually, at disadvantage.
5.
You vanish. So the three of you are watching her, and she just drops through the fingernails. Bridie, you land with a poof on a very dusty, wadded up sort of mattress in the understage area.
I thought I'd gone to another dimension. I'm not in another dimension. Okay.
No, I'm so amazed by seeing this. I stand up from the chair and just applaud.
As you do, you hear like just this starts to ring out. You hear a clunk, crash, clang. Brian, as you look up, you can see there's just a trapdoor in the stage that someone's left open, and you can see the underside of an illusion.
Okay.
Which just it looks like fingernails, but they're lit wrong from where you are. As you clap, Matt, you hear a crash from behind you and a second crash. As the two of you, Richard and Rufus, you turn around and see standing up out of this big pile of chairs is what I'm going to refer to as a chair golem. So it's a load of slightly broken, higgledy-piggledy piled chairs standing up in the rough shape of a human. But it is conservatively about 12 foot tall and stomping forwards towards fill-in. And then that's when you realise there are two of these things. Yes! Actual cliffhanger. I just like that worked out in the edit. Part 3 of episode 6 will be up real soon. If you'd like to watch the players fight a bunch of chairs, which only now, when I've said that out loud, have I realised how stupid that sounds. That's what our show is. Anyway, look, thank you for watching this far. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you for the next episode. This jump cut is in because I said goodbye in the weirdest conceivable way. It was so odd, I'll never show anybody. But thanks for watching.